So Vice President J.D. Vance closed out the annual Turning Point AmericaFest today, and the guy who created the conspiracy theory that Haitian immigrants were stealing people's cats and dogs and eating them opened his speech with a message of unity about how the Republicans, they don't judge people by the color of their skin or by their sexual orientation. MAGA just wants you to be a true American patriot.
In the United States of America, you don't have to apologize for being white anymore. And if you're an Asian, you don't have to talk around your skin color when you're applying for college, because we judge people based on who they are, not on ethnicity and things they can't control. We don't persecute you for being male, for being straight, for being gay, for being anything. The only thing that we demand is that you be a great American patriot, and if you're that, you are very much on our team. Just consider the contrast. Kamala Harris used the government to censor you. We're using in the Trump administration the government to protect your free speech, whether it's on college campuses or in the digital marketplace of ideas.
Pretty ballsy to get up there and say that the Trump administration is not censoring people. Literally just today, after Bari Weiss became the editor-in-chief over at CBS, after she turned it into a 24/7 eye on Erica Kirk channel, CBS announced that they would no longer be airing a documentary that they've been working on about the conditions at CCOT. 60 Minutes says the broadcast lineup for tonight's edition of 60 Minutes has been updated. Our report Inside CCOT will air in a future broadcast. They've been working on this for months, and it was literally supposed to air today. And journalist Dylan Beyer says CBS News spokesperson tells me the 60 Minutes report on Inside CCOT will air in a future broadcast. We determined it needed additional reporting. Not to be a conspiracy theorist, but I'm pretty sure the Trump administration had a hand in censoring this news report. Also, you guys want to look at people's freaking social medias before they can come to this country. And you do care about the color of people's skin. You guys literally got the Supreme Court to say that it's okay to profile people based on the color of their skin. That ICE can just arrest brown-skinned people. J.D. Vance continued after making that false call for unity by spewing the most racist, transphobic, Christian nationalist speech imaginable. He made a call for everybody in the audience to join ICE, and said that him and Trump are working on getting new judges appointed across the country without having to go through the Senate.
Need your help to get there. Do you want more prosecutions? Great. So do we. Donald Trump and I have a list of better judges and prosecutors to enact swifter justice. So join us in the fight against the stupid Senate rules who stand in their way. Do you want faster deportations? So go to ice.gov/join, because we're building an army of patriots, and we need good people who care about the country to help us secure the border and do it even faster.
After an entire weekend of grooming this audience with Christian nationalist, racist, transphobic ideas that obviously they all already held, but to have the administration come in and spew this crap at them, and then make a call to action to join ICE, to join an army of patriots. He then spewed racism against Somalian migrants, and made a joke that would tickle all the white nationalists' funny bones.
They're just trying to settle on whether it's going to be Gavin Newsom or Kamala Harris. And in the meantime, what are the Democrats offering you in the meantime? I gotta say, ladies and gentlemen, they are not sending their best. Omar Fateh was Ilhan Omar's candidate for mayor of Mogadishu. Minneapolis.
Omar Fateh was born in D.C., J.D. Vance. He also made fun of Jasmine Crockett. It was just racist jokes the whole time. But we're MAGA. We don't judge you based on your skin color. We just judge you on whether you're Christian or not.
Now, I want to be explicit because, of course, the fake news media will twist everything that I say. I'm not saying... Do you feel about them the same way I do? I'm not saying you have to be a Christian to be an American. I'm saying something simpler and truer. Christianity is America's creed. The shared moral language from the Revolution to the Civil War and beyond. Across that history, our country's major debates have always centered on how we could best as a people please God. That creed, think about it. That creed motivated our understanding of natural law and rights, our sense of duty to one's neighbor, the conviction that the strong must protect the weak, and the belief in individual conscience. Even our famously American idea of religious liberty is a Christian concept. Because we're all creatures of God, we must respect each individual's pathway to that God.
That is not what religious freedom means, J.D. Vance. That is straight up Christian nationalist rhetoric. Our country's creed is not how can we please God. That is not at all what this country was founded on. This country was founded on your right to exercise whatever religion you want or don't want. He is straight up saying there that if you don't believe and worship in a Christian God, you are not an American. I know he prefaces by saying, I'm not saying you have to be Christian to be an American, but then everything he says after that is, if you want to be an American, you have to be Christian. Which is wild because his wife is not only an immigrant, but her family practices Hinduism. But he's already said publicly that he's trying to get her to convert. He also says that there is a war that has been waged against Christianity and that Trump won that war.
But over the last 50 years, there has been a singular focus, a war that has been waged on Christians and Christianity in the United States of America. And let me say, of all the wars that Donald Trump has ended, that is the one we're proudest of.
That war is about as real as all the other ones that Trump claims he's ended. By the way, it's Sunday. Did Donald Trump go to church today? He didn't bother to show up to this Turning Point event, probably because he was too busy golfing. So after spewing racism and transphobia and Islamophobia and claiming that there is a war on Christianity, J.D. Vance makes a very important call to action.
The fruits of true Christianity are good husbands, patient fathers, builders of great things, and slayers of dragons. And yes, men who are willing to die for a principle if that's what God asks them to do. Because so many of us recognize that it is better to die a patriot than live a coward.
So you got that? MAGA is all about true patriots who recognize that Christianity runs the government. And the enemy out there is leftists. Those crazy left who are bringing in all these immigrants and turning all the kids trans. They are the enemy. And if you want to be a good patriot, you must die if God asks you to. And remember, God directs the government. So if the government asks you to die for their cause, that's basically like God asking. Are you a good patriot? Are you a good MAGA Christian? And in case that message wasn't clear enough for the audience, J.D. Vance doubles down.
A true Christian politics, it cannot just be about the protection of the unborn or the promotion of the family, as important as those things absolutely are. It must be at the heart of our full understanding of government.
He makes it blatantly clear there. Their focus is expanding from being anti-abortion, anti-choice, from being pro-family, which really just means they're anti-LGBTQ existence, also anti-divorce. They're moving on from just focusing on that. Christianity needs to control every single part of the government. He literally says it. Now look, I grew up Catholic. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with being religious. But when religion turns into a cult of personality that focuses on overthrowing the government to force your own morals down everybody else's throat, that becomes a problem. That is not what the United States is about. In the US, you are free to worship as you please or not worship, as long as you're not hurting people. But this attitude, this rhetoric, it harms people. It incites violence. When you are quoting the Bible and saying that that's a call to arms, like Mike Johnson did during Turning Point this weekend, or when you are scaring people into believing that we are in a holy war, you are giving people an excuse to turn violent against their fellow citizen, their fellow man. J.D. Vance blamed Charlie Kirk's murder on the trans community. This is a threat against democracy and America as it exists. We have to take them seriously because they take it seriously. Thanks for watching.